Part 9B, whatever your accounting was at the end of the past year, you want to fill those in. And it might be very little. You could have maybe $100 cash on hand and nothing else. But whatever assets you have at the end of the year, list them and the liabilities, and then do the math for 17 and 18. Number 19 asks if there's been any substantial changes in your assets since this accounting. If you received a large grant as of February and it's not included in this and there's a big difference in the amount of money, attach an explanation and say yes. Otherwise, you're going to mark no. Part 10 is really important, as is the entire document. 1A asks, are you a private foundation? No, you are not. So the instructions say to skip down to line 5. So we go down to line 5, and it asks you to choose what type of organization you are. And this is continued on to the next page. All of these listed on the first page are not the charity status that you want. But if we go to page 11 and we look at G and H, G is an organization that receives a substantial part of its financial support in the form of contributions from publicly supported organizations, government, or the general public. Or H, an organization that normally receives not more than 1/3 of its financial support from gross investment income and receives more than 1/3 of its financial support from contributions, membership fees, and gross receipts from activities. These are the two that you want to look closely at. We have chosen H, an organization that receives not more than 1/3 of its financial support from gross investment income. We receive our money from contributions from the public and gross receipts from activities related to exempt functions. This is the fees that you charge for public speaking engagements if you're going to do that. Now, as we go down to number 6, this is another area that the instructions tell us is no longer active. 6A, request for advance ruling, just cross that out. That is no longer an option. In the middle of the page is this little sub form. Just cross that out. 6B and number 7, complete these only if you've been in existence for 5 years or more. The filing fee for the 501c3 application changed a few years ago, and some of the older applications don't have an updated pricing on them. These are the proper fees. $400 if you do not expect to exceed $10,000 or more annually over the next 4-year period. I would not limit yourself to this. Once you become a 501c3, you very quickly can gross more than that. If you take this option and then you raise significantly more, you're going to have to explain to the IRS why you're operating as a more substantial organization. We suggest you invest in your success by paying the full $850 for organizations whose gross receipts will exceed $10,000 annually. We're hoping you're going to make a lot more than that. Sign and date the form. Isn't it absolutely wonderful that we finished all those 12 pages? You may want to keep the date blank, though, until your full assembly of the packet is complete before you mail it, and then fill it in.